This is where we'll get our points. 3 wins and we are safe, and that isn't too far-fetched with the likes of Danso, Romero, Porro, and potentially Bergvall returning soon. So obviously Romero ain't here for the next 2 games.
He's back for Anfield.
Yeah, he'll be back for the game against Liverpool. Should have Porro and potentially Danso back for Fulham, but we don't know what state they're in. I mean, I can't see 3 wins. I genuinely can't. I don't think we get anything at Fulham. I don't think we get anything at Liverpool. I think you can count out these away games, because even Wolves, I can't see us get maybe a draw against Wolves. But that's like,
I think Wolves are going to have a lot more players back. So we are going to be in a different situation.
They're giving all teams good games right now.
Yeah,
though.
but this is late April. We're talking. They're going to be long gone. I know they're already gone.
They're already long gone.
I understand that, but we're going to have players back. Who knows how many points we would have picked up in between then. We'll be in a different situation. So I think that's definitely a game you can earmark. Of course, right now, we're 2 wins and 18, and we've just had a horrific game. I look at that fixture list and it's very daunting.
The thing is with Wolves, right? I know, come late the season, they'll be probably mathematically down at that point. But the way I look at Wolves is they're just playing with just no pressure right now. They know they're down. The shackles are kind of off. They've got no pressure on them whatsoever. Their fate is sealed. So, like, they seem to be playing with a bit of kind of freedom right now.
My point is we're going to have players back by then. Kudus will be back.
But we're going to be massively under pressure.
Yeah, but we'll have players. That's more important in my opinion. And I think we can obviously go, if we have our full team or much more players, we can go to these games and take points, 100%. But at the moment, we're so thin on the ground. It's tough. It's very,
so how many
tough.
points do you think from those 7 games?
8.
You reckon 8? Where are those 8 coming?
I think Wolves and Brighton.
We're going to beat Wolves and Brighton.
I reckon we'll get a draw out of one of Forest or Palace, and probably we lose the rest.
I think
2 draws. 2 draws out of Forest and Palace, and then lose to Fulham, Liverpool, and Sunderland.
I think we lose to Fulham. I think we beat Palace. I think we lose to Liverpool. I think we're going to lose to Forest. I think we're going to lose to Sunderland. And maybe a draw in the last 2. Yeah, I'm going for 5 points.
I'm going 8.
Hope you're right. All right, next up, TalkSport. Macclesfield, Mansfield and Wrexham have all beaten more Premier League teams than Tottenham in 2026. Wow.
It's a mad stat, that. What teams have they beaten? They've beaten Burnley. I can't remember who. The Wrexham beat.
Macclesfield beat Palace.
Mansfield beat Burnley. Who did Wrexham beat?
Who did Wrexham beat?
Was it Wolves?
Wrexham beat Forest.
Forest. Oh, yeah, on penalties. We can't do any of that.
Yeah.
We lost 3-0 to Forest, for God's sake.
Yeah. Score 90 says Tottenham have never been relegated since the Premier League was founded, but now, according to the bookmakers, they have an 18% chance of going down to the Championship.
And it's rapidly getting higher, in my opinion, very rapidly. If we lose to Fulham and Forest, who do Forest have next? Because I know West Ham have Liverpool. And Forest, who do they have next?
Forest got Brighton away.
Brighton away. I mean, he can get points out of that.
Yeah, Brighton just got a good win, though, on the weekend, didn't they?
Still get points out of it. If they win and we lose, oh, God, that rises probably 30%.
Sean Wolf shared, it's not solely his fault, but this is Tottenham's Premier League record since Johan Lange began his work in November the 1st, 2023. Played 93, won 30, drawn 17, lost 46. Points per game, 1.15. Points...
per 38. Points
43.7.
I mean, obviously he's not the manager, but he doesn't look for good reading, does it?
No. Spur Web saying the current injuries and suspensions compared to other clubs in the league. Yes, out
I mean,
in front.
it is
by-
nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
The injury situation. And you look at our rivals, they're just nowhere near us at the moment. Where are West Ham? West Ham only on 3 injuries. Forest on 5, or we're double that even. Leeds are right down at the bottom with 1 injury. And it's really, it's those midfielders and defenders, we're just so short of options.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the key thing we need to get back. We just need these injuries back.
You look at the injuries. It's just like all the European teams, isn't it? Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool, Palace, Newcastle, Villa, Forest.
Yeah.
And then you've got City down. The only ones in Europe are in the bottom half are Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else is the European teams. Opta Analyst says only 7 Premier League games this season have seen bigger differential between touches in the opposition box by 2 teams than Arsenal versus Tottenham today, which was 39.
Wow. So, we just barely got near their box. That was the reality.
Yeah.
But I think, I think we tried to, but we just weren't good enough. We couldn't string 3 passes together. They just pressed the shit out of us.
Mm-hmm.
We were just so bad. But I thought I saw some more intent to get forward, but we just weren't able to.
Yeah. Lies Bouzidi says Igor Tudor is definitely capable of sending Spurs down, or taking Spurs down.
Absolutely, I think a lot of managers are. To be honest, I think, as I say, bringing Tudor in, there's no guarantees about anything. As much as he's got a track record, all this kind of stuff, doesn't guarantee anything right now.
Yeah. Who Scored says Javi Simmons was dispossessed 7 times by Arsenal. No player has been dispossessed more in a single Premier League match this season. Didn't we see this stat already?
Martinelli.
Yeah, he must have taken over Martinelli. It was the same amount as Martinelli.
Tom Allnut says chances of finishing 18th by Opta. Brighton 0.1, Leeds 2.2, Tottenham 4.2, Forest 20.7, and West Ham 60.7.
See, to me, that seems low for Tottenham. I think it's much higher than that.
Yeah, I mean, West Ham are just such high percentage because of the fixtures that they've got.
I get that, and we're still 4 points clear, but I think if you're looking at the form and looking at the players available, I think we're higher than 4%. I think we're much higher.
Like, for instance, if we do go and beat Palace next week, and then West Ham lose that game, which is likely that they will, because who do they have that weekend? Fulham away in that midweek. If West Ham go lose to Fulham and we beat Palace, then all of a sudden it's not looking as dangerous.
Of course, it changes 100%. I'm talking about right now, though. This is where we are.
But that gets taken into account, doesn't it?
Well, the possibility of it does, of course. But I'm saying right now, given the form that we're in and the injuries that we have,
yeah,
I would say it's more likely right now that West Ham win and we lose, in my opinion. That's more likely.
I'm not so sure.
I think it's more likely right now.
Because look at the way Palace are playing.
Yeah,
look at the results Palace are
They still
getting.
won, 2 in their last 4?
Have they?
Yeah, beat Brighton and won yesterday.
Did they win yesterday? Oh, they just about won yesterday, yeah. They won against 10-man Wolves yesterday.
I'm not saying it's impressive, but they've won more in their last 4 than we have in our last 18, just as much.
Yeah, it's true. But if we're going to beat anyone, it's going to be Palace.
I'm just saying, it's right now, I would say it's more likely that what's more likely, we win and West Ham lose, or we lose and West Ham win? I think it's probably us losing and West Ham winning.
I think it's more likely we beat Palace than West Ham beat Fulham.
I don't.
I do. Transfer New Live says Tottenham players already look like they don't take Igor Tudor seriously. And this is Mickey van der Ven, obviously in the shot, and Mickey weren't listening to Thomas Frank from early doors as well.
Yeah, I think I've watched this video a few times. I don't know if he's not. I think he is listening to him. He's calling him over, and he is doing it. I don't know. I think before maybe he didn't hear him.
I don't know, man.
Because look, when he looks at him and he calls him over, and he does do it.
Do what? He's telling him to push up.
Look, he says, "Come over, come over." He is. He pushed up. Look, right at the end of the clip, you see the Arsenal player there. He's right there where Eze is. I think he's telling him to get into Eze. I think the clip cuts very just short when you're seeing him getting close to Eze.
I don't know. I think you're being very kind.
I'm just saying, look, he's there. Look, Eze's right there. Look, he's right there.
Eze's right where?
There,
it's not because Van der Ven get closer to him. Eze just comes into the shot.
Right, because Van der Ven comes over.
It looks like he came over and then he stopped. Van der Ven basically doesn't move. Eze is just walking backwards.
He's saying get closer to Eze.
Eze moves, not Van der Ven.
So he's getting closer to him.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with Van der Ven listening to instruction.
I think he's getting closer to him.
Anyway, Matt Law says this is Spurs' mess of Levy's making, of Paratici's making, of Lange's making, all on the watch of the Lewis family. The managers can only do so much. Absolutely spot on.
Yeah, for sure. This is the mess that they like. Tudor isn't going to clear up this mess at all. He's just going to try and get us results. But the mess that we're in is an absolute. Just God, it is so bad, man. From top to bottom, this mess.
Praz says top goal scorers in games involving Spurs this season: Richarlison 7 in 21, Eze 5 in 2, and Van der Ven 4 goals in 24 games. And that is, you know, Eze now is Arsenal's like third highest ever North London derby goal scorer in 2 games. God, the way that guy was taking the piss out of us yesterday as well when he scored, coming over to the Spurs fans, and I think he mouthed like, "Watch this," or "Are you watching this?" or something to the Spurs fans.
Did he?
Just like, oh my God. These things only happen to Tottenham. They literally only happen to Tottenham. For the whole drawn-out saga in the summer, he accepted us and then obviously went to Arsenal the next day, and then he scores 5 goals against us when he's had a stinker of a season as well. Unbelievable. Hater Central, Vicario, secrets in the Premier League, 27 matches, 41 goals conceded. Believable on his day.
Oh, God, Hater Central.
Billy T. We may not have won in 2026 in the league. We may have the worst owners, director of football and CEO in the Prem. We may be right in a relegation fight, and we may have the worst injury crisis in world football. But at least... Nah, I got nothing.
There's no at least. That's just where we are. There's no upside. It's just now. That is it. Oh, that's what a lot of fans are feeling at the moment.
And look at this bloody blow-up doll that Arsenal had in the away end yesterday.
Yeah, they were singing him about him being a silver member. Oh, Thomas Frank has done so much damage to his fan base, man, I tell you.
Prime Video Sport UK, Spurs are winless in 9 Premier League games for the first time since 2008.
2 points from 8 games.
Yeah.
Harry Redknapp came and saved the day back then.
Yeah.
Get him back.
Igor Tudor was seen shouting at captain Mickey van der Ven, constantly telling the Tottenham defence to push up, but no real response. The Croatian later admitted he thinks the squad are good players and bad habits. Tudor is the first Spurs manager to lose their first Premier League game in charge since 2012.
He's also lost his first time in charge, hasn't he? In his last 5 appearances.
But this is Tottenham in a nutshell, man. You know, Conte won everywhere he's been, apart from who? Tottenham. Jose Mourinho won everywhere he's been, apart from who? Tottenham. Igor Tudor won his first game everywhere, apart from where? Tottenham.
Which is what we do.
At least we can get into something positive now, because Dele, to the Spurs fans at half-time, he says, I hope you've missed me as much as I've missed you. A lot has happened in our journeys since we were last together, but I'm back today, and I hope you know you'll always be my family. And I'll tell you what, that was probably the most emotional half-time guest we've had at Tottenham. Luckily, we weren't losing at that time. It was 1-1 going into half-time break, and what a ovation he got. Obviously, we had Sonny earlier on in the season, which was emotional, but this was emotional for different reasons, and it was so great seeing Dele back, man. I wish we could have just brought him on at half-time, to be honest.
Honestly, put him in the squad yesterday, we could have done with him, but yeah, it was really, really great. He he seemed to be so happy to be back and really appreciate all the love he was getting. His song was being sung so loudly at halftime as well.
Pre-match as well.
Pre-match, it was great to see him, and it was good to see him with a smile on his face talking about his time at Tottenham, which is really great. We definitely do miss him.
Although, like, seeing Dele Alli come out yesterday was just a reminder of how far we've fallen, wasn't it? Like, because what a player this guy was. Like, no one in our squad is fit to like lace his boots, man. And what he did to the club.
Absolutely.
Ben Bowman says, this is what his watch told him yesterday. Stressful day. High stress today has drained your battery. On days like this, try to take breaks and consider some light exercise or outdoor activities.
God. That's what Spurs can do to you.
God. And this is another clip of the Van de Ven thing. After that, Sasha Delic says, I don't think we get relegated because Forest's fixtures are really tough. They play 6 of the big 8 and have tough games like Brighton and Sunderland away. West Ham also have much harder fixtures than us. This table is even underrating Spurs and overrating the other 2 teams.
So he thinks...
See, I just don't think we beat Forest at home. I really don't. I think
What's
Forest...
the date of it? Is it in April or March?
The Forest game is it's in... I think it's in March. Or it might be just the beginning of April.
All depends on a lot of different things. Yeah,
like, even if we get some players back, like they're not going to be back fit and firing for the 1st of April, you know what I mean?
Mara will be back, hopefully.
Mara will be back for that game.
Hopefully Kudos.
But we've lost so many games with these guys anyway. Like,
yeah, but we've also won some games.
Very few and far between.
That's what we need, just some wins. We don't need loads.
Yeah, the Forest game is 22nd of March.
Yeah, so probably not enough players back.
I cannot see us winning that Forest game. I think out of Tottenham, Forest and West Ham, Forest are going to have the best run out of everyone.
But they got Leicester in Europa League.
Yeah, that's true.
Could affect them.
It's true. They put in a very good performance at Anfield yesterday, man.
They do have some... Well, they were at home yesterday.
Sorry, against Liverpool.
They do have a lot of tough fixtures as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really see too many... They've got the whole of the top 10 still to play, it seems.
Yeah. I can see Forest getting points. Bournemouth, potentially Newcastle, potentially Chelsea, potentially Sunderland, Burnley, potentially even Villa, Fulham. Like, these games are not foregone conclusions, you know what I mean? When you're looking at some of our games with what we've been showing, they look like foregone conclusions.
Look, we are the worst team in the league right now, so... But I'm saying that we have to just hope that changes when players come back. I think that's the only thing that can really change is the players.
Yeah. Matt Hayes says, a fan sat in front of me has actually just celebrated their 4th for a bet. Pathetic support. This is what I was talking about, man. Like, this shit should not be happening. Ever. Never mind a North London derby, but in a North London derby makes it even 10 times as worse.
Yeah. There was a lot of just, I don't know.
Like, you can talk about modern football and different ages of Spurs fans and all that kind of stuff, but celebrating an Arsenal goal in the stadium, in the Spurs section, whether it's a bet or not a bet, whatever it is, it's disgrace, man. How can that be happening?
Shouldn't.
This Archie Gray account, Korean account,
yeah, I think
just
Gray
showing
was
Archie Gray yesterday, man.
Despondent.
He probably wishes he joined Brentford now.
Yeah, they're on the up. Chose the wrong team.
JJ Bull says Sarr goes absolutely nuts at his teammates for failing to offer anything resembling of passing option. Was a big problem under Frank, but I've been wondering whether it was instruction. Why would it be? Or elite level Premier League players not understanding pass and move or space. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I think it's harsh to judge what we're going to be under Tudor based off that one game. I think you're going to need a bit more of a bigger sample size to really see, but definitely in terms of how we were able to play on the ball, it's not much difference at all. to be honest. I think obviously we had a few, you would say in that game we probably had a few more moments than we did, let's say, the game in the Emirates, going forward.
Yeah.
But it was, again, it's not like it was a massive departure.
We are at home as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, like the most...
Oh, you say home against Chelsea, it was, probably more in that game than we saw against Chelsea. You know what I mean?
For sure. For sure.
Even at home. But it's not like it was enough.
Yeah.
Just a bit more.
Yeah, true. Spurs Express spot the difference. So this is Muani's disallowed goal yesterday, and this was the goal given against us.
Yeah, this is majorly frustrating for us for sure. Majorly, I think we've been really harshly dealt with there. This goal should have counted. It wasn't a foul. I don't know if he just touches his back. I doubt if there's even that much of a push there. I think Gabriel just gets it all wrong. He fields the nudge and it gets him out of jail. He's very, very lucky, and it's just so annoying how we've been dealt with so inconsistently this season from so many different aspects. We've had a goal disallowed because of a similar situation twice now against West Ham and this game, and the goal again, and that Ekitike goal gets allowed when that's a clear push in the back, and so. We've just been dealt with so inconsistently by a lot of officials this season. It's been very, very frustrating. Yeah. And you had the moment with Romero, as you said, with the red card, where he gets sent off for it. Yeah, loads of other challenges very similar don't get, and yet Xavi as well got sent off with a VAR red card. VAR got stepped in and sent him off. Yep. Whereas Foden did exactly the same thing. VAR had nothing to say. Yeah. It's very, very frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last one just shows obviously the goal, and look, I mean, it should have stood, man. I just so against Arsenal of all teams as well for a decision like that to go against us. It's just gutting.
Yeah.
Not that it would have changed much, but
I don't think so. But you just never know. As I've said, momentum is very, very important in football, and if it goes 2-2, I think it just shifts the game state, doesn't it? That's all you can say, and that can change what happens on the pitch. But whatever, it didn't happen, and we went on to deservedly get beat.
Yeah. Well, that is that, people.